To begin with, let's go back 100 years. 1911, we began our journey as a bus service. It's said that people of Madurai set the time to the clockwork precision of our buses. 1960, we start auto component manufacturing. 1978, we get into two-wheeler manufacturing. Today, we are India's largest automobile components manufacturer and distributor. A $7 billion group with 97 companies across industries. We are obsessed with automobile innovation. You could say we are like the automobiles we make. Quite like automobiles need fuel, we are fueled by a passion for customers. Today, we have more than 28+ million.
There's a gush of wind that hums a sweet song. There's a gush of wind that fights like a hero to fill the world with possibility. There's a gush of wind that jumps across oceans and mountains, embracing the entire planet. There's a gush of wind that blows away darkness. There's a gush of wind that blows for humanity. Because at Hero, we care. Being a hero is all about heart. It's not about ruling the world, it's about owning it. It's not about winning a race, it's about delivering a smile to the human race. It's about a spirit that just cannot be confined by geographies. It's about the heart that beats for the future and a soul that echoes the values of generations. And yet, being a hero is never about the hero. It's about the millions who celebrate them. Hero Motor Corp, the motorcycle leader.
Innovation. One word that best describes us. It's what we do. It's who we are. To begin with, let's go back 100 years. 1911, we began our journey as a bus service. It's said that people of Madurai set the time to the clockwork precision of our buses. 1960, we start auto component manufacturing. 1978, we get into two-wheeler manufacturing. Today, we are India's largest automobile components manufacturer and distributor. A $7 billion group with 97 companies across industries. We are obsessed with automobile innovation. You could say we are like the automobiles we make. Quite like automobiles need fuel, we are fueled by a passion for customers. Today, we have more than 28+ million satisfied customers the world over. Their demands take shape in our 4 state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities, all meticulously designed to meet the highest quality standards. All our suppliers imbibe our production standards to deliver world-class quality. Our advanced IT systems are the best the world has to offer. This seamless integration of cutting-edge systems enables us to roll out over 2 million vehicles every year. Quite like an engine powers an automobile, we are powered by a workforce united by values. The philosophy of total employee involvement, TEI, ensures key processes such as Kaizen and recurrence prevention are inculcated in every individual. The extensive training programs integrate technical education with our values. They go beyond processes and empower all our employees for innovation. Bearing testimony to this are our 600+ global patents. Quite like suspensions adapt to different terrains, our robust network and distribution systems have earned the trust of diverse global markets. Exports to 60+ countries. All equipped with innovative product displays. Company-trained technicians. Genuine part support, and friendly customer care. These efficient channel facilities and management systems help us in winning customer satisfaction over and over again. Quite like brakes ensure a rider's safety, our exactness in design and testing set the highest standards in quality and safety. Our indigenous R&D facility has over 600 engineers collaborating with the world's leading automotive institutions. A hub for innovation, it has the capacity to conceptualize, design, simulate, and test, all under one roof. We put our bikes through the worst, so you get the best. Some of our best R&D happens outside the lab, on the racetrack. TVS Racing, India's first company-owned racing team, dominating the Indian race circuit for 3 decades. And quite like the chassis holds the bike together, all our actions are bound by trust, value, exactness, and passion for customers. Even beyond business. The Srinivasan Services Trust works closely with government institutions to better the society. We believe change begins with us. Our on-campus bird sanctuary, sustained by environment-conscious operations, is a step towards a greener tomorrow. This journey of innovation has brought us far and brought with it many firsts. In 2002, we won the prestigious Deming Prize in Quality, making us the first and only two-wheeler manufacturer in the world to have achieved this feat. And the accolades keep pouring in. If there's one thing we've learned over 100 years of innovation, it is this. Innovation only has a start button. Once it starts, it never stops. Innovation knows no finish line. It's always in motion.
In 1868, the Tata Group was founded on a philosophy that put the community at the heart of its existence. Today, we are a $100 billion global enterprise. Our today has been built on enduring values. Today is about delivering excellence across business sectors. Today is about building a future-ready nation. Our today has a strong foundation with community at its core. Our today is dedicated to the communities we serve. Today is always about more than just today. Our today is a continuous journey for a better tomorrow. Tata. Leadership with trust.
There's a gush of wind that fights like a hero to fill the world with possibility. There's a gush of wind that jumps across oceans and mountains, embracing the entire planet. There's a gush of wind that blows away darkness. There's a gush of wind that blows for humanity. Because at Hero, we care. Being a hero is all about heart. It's not about ruling the world. It's about owning it. It's not about winning a race. It's about delivering a smile to the human race. It's about a spirit that just cannot be confined by geographies. It's about the heart that beats for the future and a soul that echoes the values of generations. And yet, being a hero is never about the hero. It's about the millions who celebrate them. Hero Motor Corp, the motorcycle leader.
Fire, earth, wind, water. For hundreds of years, nature has given us all we need. But now, nature is calling on us to be more mindful about energy and to stop before it's too late. But who's listening? We are. We're answering the call by leading a transformation and giving it all we have. Our experience of 20 years, our limitless passion, our world-class operating standards, our partnerships, and our investments to double our business in the next 4 years. But energy alone won't be enough. That's why we're turning energy into action. Action that ushers a new age of growth for India. Action that lights up 1 billion dreams. Action that uplifts our communities. Action that sparks a movement of sustainable change. Action that saves the planet. Who are we? Agni, Prithvi, Ambu, Vayu. We are Aprava Energy, a diversified energy business here to help India transition to clean energy. We're born and shaped by the elements, so when the wind becomes stronger, the sun shines brighter, the fire flares, and when you take a step to give back more than you take, we're there with you. This is energy for India. This is energy in action.
अगर हम डेवलपमेंट एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली नहीं करते हैं तो विकास हमारे लिए भी संकट बन सकता है।
Avada is a leading builder of renewable energy projects in India. We have built complex solar and wind power projects aggregating to over 1.1 gigawatt capacities.
This is only the beginning. We need scale to power the entire country using the solar.
Our emphasis on systems and processes has enabled the organization for flawless execution by consistently decreasing its on-ground development cycle, thus completing projects several months before schedule. With our strong EPC execution capabilities and project portfolio, we had managed to build a competitive advantage through already locked-in land banks, long-term signed MOUs, PPAs with state utilities. Avada, promise of a sustainable future.
Global Product Compliance is one of the leading names among chemical regulatory service providers. Our 9 office locations give us worldwide presence and outreach. We are managing a portfolio of more than 15,000 substances, with more than 1,200 registered substances and lead registration and consortium management of more than 600 substances. We have translated SDS in 30+ languages, with combined authoring of 4,500+ REACH and CLP compliant SDS and 350+ ESDS. Over the past decades, we have acquired considerable expertise on the main chemical regulations, as well as cosmetic, agrochemical, and biocidal regulations globally. We are India's largest regulatory compliance service provider, and the only non-governmental member of the technical committee in charge of drafting the upcoming Indian chemical management and safety rules. Achieve your global business vision with us.
A novel idea, an innovative creation, and a wish to bring in change are the pillars of leadership. Bharat Biotech is a vertically integrated biotech company that enables access to affordable, safe, and world-class vaccines. In 1996, Dr. Ella and Suchitra Ella laid the foundation of Bharat Biotech, dedicated to creating biotherapeutics and vaccines to address the neglected diseases of the developing world.
My intention was to create an innovation culture in the country and see that the innovation culture can build from the day one of the organization and carry forward for the next for 10 generations of innovation culture. In that angle, so what we did is we positioned in every product that we make has got some innovation and safety to the patient, and we can get the global patent for each product. And we achieved that goal, and we are looking for about the next 20 years, how to create much more, discovery and innovation to be a global leader in the world.
I think one of the biggest achievements for us is that we have developed into a multi-product, multi-market and a multi-customer company, which means that we are not just developing vaccines and therapeutics in one product, as one product or in one country, but it's available for the entire world.
The mandate that typically we had when we joined this company was to work on new vaccines. And it kind of pretty much simplifies what Biotech stands for, lead innovation. And the mandate that we have is that we lead and not follow the pipeline of other companies, particularly the MNCs. And to this effect, we have taken strong initiatives supported and encouraged by the management. And a couple of examples that I want to talk about is the chikungunya vaccine and the Zika vaccine. And we were the early movers in this vaccine field, and we developed new vaccines much ahead of others.
Bharat significantly contributed to the eradication of the polio disease burden of India by being one of the major suppliers of the vaccine to the government of India and by distributing this vaccine across the nook and corner of the country. Bharat is now a global leader in public health care across the globe by participating in universal immunization programs in association with UNICEF, Gavi and PAHO.
Out of 7 billion population, 6 billion is living in the emerging world. Our goal, our vision is to reach the 6 billion population of this emerging world, and so that we are the savior of the emerging world preventive health care.
At the end of the day, one needs to ask oneself, what does the future hold for us, or where does this organization go as the new generation of technologies, new generation of products, the new generation of vaccines come along.
We have delivered billions of doses to over 100 countries, impacting global public health. Bharat Biotech is a leader in public health. Bharat Biotech, lead innovation.
India, a nation powered by 1 billion dreams. Dreams that we aspire to fulfill every day. Together with our collaboration and commitment, as India embraces to be a $5 trillion economy by 2025, we are all geared up to be a part of this monumental journey to usher in a brighter, better future. Together, we touch ordinary lives and make that difference. We better every day. Together, we make steel that you carve into your agri-equipment. Together, we sow the seeds of success. We make steel that gives the grit and grind to your heavy equipment. Together, we change the landscape of our country. We make steel that you beautifully mold into your automobiles, just to drive our nation on its path towards prosperity. We make steel that you transform into solar energy. Together, we steer our nation towards a greener tomorrow. We make steel that relays your transmission lines, just to brighten the future of millions. We make steel that styles your appliances. Together, we bring happy smiles. We make steel that adorns your development projects. Together, we provide shelter to millions. We touch lives, make them better together, every day. We empower communities, make them better together, every day. We nurture dreams, make them better together, every day. As India embarks on its accelerated growth journey, we are firmly placed to leave our mark in it. Together, we touch millions of lives and make them better every day.
The Lumax journey is a journey that started almost 7 decades ago. This journey has gone from good to great, creating an organization that is built to last. The pillars on which Lumax was established stand strong even today. It was the late Sri S.C. Jain, whose principle of customer first laid the foundation for the group. As time went by, Lumax grew from strength to strength. It is not one single thing that sets us apart, but a combination of many. And when we put all these together, they enable us to raise the bar again and again. Lumax is a global player in the auto component business and is recognized as a leader in automotive lighting and gear shifters. With an unparalleled range, Lumax provides world-class solutions. From two-wheelers to four-wheelers, from passenger vehicles to commercial vehicles, there isn't any automotive category that we do not cater to. The strategy of partnerships created our resolve of bringing the world's best companies to India. Today, Lumax partners leading names, bringing state-of-the-art technology to Indian roads. Lumax has developed a robust client base in both domestic and overseas markets. Our market leadership has been attained and preserved by successful utilization of our products by major global automotive manufacturers for several decades now. Leveraging its strong global partnerships, Lumax is able to deliver world-class products both locally and globally. Over 90% OEMs in India trust Lumax lighting solutions. This is fueled in no small measure by our collaboration with Stanley Japan, a world leader in vehicle lighting and illumination products for automobiles. Lumax is powered by state-of-the-art plants that are spread across India. A dedicated design centers enable us to be at the forefront of technological innovation. Our sharp focus on research, innovation and bringing cutting-edge technology to India has enabled us to create superior facilities across the length and breadth of this country. While technology is a key component of our success, so are the 9,000 plus people Lumax comprises of. Our people practices have put us in a path of progressive transformation. The emphasis on creating equal opportunities, employing women on the shop floor, and managing a work-life balance is a goal we constantly strive for. Continuous investment in research is one of the key reasons why Lumax has grown steadily over the years. Finding better, faster, and more reliable solutions has led us to becoming the preferred partner to top OEMs in India and overseas. Our long-standing association with all our collaborators has paved the way for several innovations and kept us firmly in the driver's seat. Today, Lumax is future-ready with a keen eye on the automotive needs of tomorrow. Our endeavor to make a difference is not limited to the realm of auto component technology. Lumax has been a torchbearer for several social initiatives in India over the last several years. We have championed causes ranging from girl-child empowerment to life enrichment programs to several healthcare initiatives for the underprivileged. These initiatives are spearheaded by the Lumax Charitable Foundation, which has a clear mandate of positively transforming the lives of communities around our plant locations. Today, the DK Jain flag flies high. It all started with the vision of our founder, a vision that charges ahead even today, creating progress through unbridled positivity. We are well on our way to becoming a high-performance global organization, and we'll get there with the same values that have brought us to where we are today. Respect, integrity, passion, and excellence.
be in London. Are you going to be in London, Sunil, in the week of 20th, Monday, 20th June?
20th June, I can tell you right now. Let me just check. I know that I am there literally a few days each month for the next three months.
From?
I will just check. 20th of June. I'm going on the I get there on 23rd of June. I'm there.
Okay, because we have two very interesting trips. One to, of course, White City, which you've seen, and we have another trip to Oxford, to the Jenner Institute, where the AstraZeneca vaccine was done.
Yes.
So I'll let you know the dates in case you're there. It'll be nice. It's a IPSA, Indo-British Scholars Association delegation that is going there. So I'll let you know. Okay.
Sure. I'm aware of that institution though, because we were looking at funding one of the initiatives there.
Okay. Lovely.
Interaction with that. By the way, my White City trip was wonderful. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. So I'm taking the delegation. We are spending a full half day over there.
Okay. So I met with Simon, and I also met with the wiser director of that scale-up institution. Yeah, so that's an independent institution just housed in there in partnership with Imperial.
And they have a lot of proposals. I think 10 or 15 proposals, if not more, every year. So they could send them to you in case of it.
Many more, actually. No, they have many more. Yeah. That's what we decided. I've actually fixed up for Shefali. Shefali is there in London right now, so I've fixed up for her to meet with them.
Good morning.
Hi, Renuka. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, sir. Just wanted to flag it that the session is being, played on the Hive, CII Hive. So everyone is privy to your conversation. So
right now.
Sorry to cut it short, but I just thought I needed to flag that. Thank you.
This is not an interactive.
So Renuka, what time should we actually join?
I think we have to start at, everybody's joined already, I think, and most of them, 10:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And would you like me to start and then request you to take over? Or would you start yourself?
Oh, as you like. You can make the announcement and then I can start.
Okay, thank you.
Morning, Sanjeev.
Morning, Pawan. How are you?
How are you?
Good. I think we have
Morning,
another
Pawan.
6 minutes. Hi, morning, Naren.
Morning, Naren.
Hi, Pawan. Hi, Sanjeev. Good. One sec, I can't see myself.
Morning.
Okay, hi. Hi, CB.
Hi, good morning. Morning, Naren. Morning, Mr. Sanjeev. Good morning, Pawan.
You guys should know this is live streaming right now.
Yes.
Please. So we won't say anything beyond the good morning.
Live streaming is recording.
And also being recorded, yes. Yeah.
Right.
You want to talk? You don't want to talk.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Ajay. Morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Ajay.
Good morning.
Morning, Ajay, Rajiv.
Hi, morning. Morning.
Morning, Pawan. Morning.
Morning.
Sanjeev, that's a very clever looking picture. You can't actually make out whether it's you sitting there or it's just an image.
I got that idea from one of the other people who are on the screen right now when I realized that somebody was just not moving for a while.
Right.
The only thing is my tie is different.
Right. Starting at 10:30, right, Cyril?
Yeah, 1 or 2 minutes.
Yes, please. Yes, 10:30.
Okay. Just finishing off.
We start? It's 10:30? Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Sanjeev, Pawan, CB, past presidents of CII, leaders of Indian industry, members of CII, distinguished participants, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to the first edition of the first CII Being Future Ready Business Summit of 2022. And hopefully we'll do this every year. It's great to have so many participants from across India and the world to join us in this convention. This is a forum devoted exclusively to business and by business and bringing insights from experts on global business trends and how enterprises can prepare themselves for leadership. In a virtual mode, the ideas can be shared with a wide section of industry in the country. The CII year gone by has been a hybrid event in some sense. We've had meetings as well as virtual interactions and engagements. Our theme of building India for a new world, competitiveness, growth, sustainability, and technology guided us through this year when we reverted to near normal conditions post the pandemic. With India celebrating the 75th year of its independence, CII's India at 75 campaign, which commenced in 2008, has also started work on the next 25 years with a futuristic vision. The summit, therefore, sets the foundation for the next quarter of the century when India will reach its 100th year as a nation. On competitiveness, CII intensified its work for raising efficiencies within the factory units through numerous capacity building programs. It's a matter of pride that 32 out of the 80 Deming Prize winners for quality are from India, and almost 1,200 plants were assisted to become SME leaders. The CII cluster competitiveness learning programs have now helped over 5,200 small enterprises to improve their productivity. On growth, we interacted closely with the government over the year, and I'm happy that with a very responsive and forthcoming stance, recent government policies and initiatives were much in line with what we had suggested. There is much work remaining, and policy reforms are a continuing conversation that we will take up in the next stage of our annual meeting. With the opening of the economies all over the world, the CII international engagement has also been very busy, and I must say the global interest in India is on an upward trajectory. We had robust interactions on the Indo-Pacific, African, and ASEAN, as well as many other individual countries across the world. And our inputs on free trade agreements were well received. And during my recent visit to Australia, along with CB, with the Commerce Minister, I found a high degree of welcome for India's businesses. On sustainability, CII initiatives for green buildings this year crossed another milestone of 8 billion square feet of registered green buildings. And I'm delighted that the CII Green Business Council has also brought out green product and green company ratings, which are increasingly being sought by companies aiming to go green. CII's participation at COP26 reflected our rising emphasis on meeting the targets committed by India and the aspiration to make sustainability a movement for business. Initiatives such as CII Climate Action Charter, Cleaner Air, Better Life, India Business and Biodiversity Initiative, and India Plastics Pact were taken forward this year to include more enterprises within the ambit of sustainability. On technology, we had an enhanced focus on startups and tech entrepreneurships. It was great that CII's initiatives for building the startup ecosystem has brought together over 1,000 startups with 800 plus corporates for mentoring. And with 100 incubators and 10,000 participants, CII this year has become a very active stakeholder in the startup ecosystem. We had also initiated a deep focus on technology, which aims to facilitate Indian industries' R&D and innovation work. During the year, one of the key activities for CII was dealing with COVID. This we did across multiple areas of work through 8 task forces, including on oxygen supply, business continuity, genomics, and others. The Center for Risk Surveillance has been recently set up as a pandemic monitoring agency. CII successfully worked across the country on vaccinations for industry and the community as well. As we end the year, we believe that industry must take ownership of what it can do for itself and also for society. A responsible and conscious industry must think beyond its own priorities to drive positive change for the nation. It must think outside the regime of incentives and subsidies and embed continuous improvement in competitiveness, productivity, and quality across its business segments. As global supply chains get recalibrated, Indian industry has an opportunity to embed itself more firmly in the international arena and expand its global footprint. We must move away from a risk-averse culture to a mindset that proactively explores all markets and all sectors. The many new free trade agreements being signed with our key market partners opens up immense opportunities for international engagement, and we must support and leverage these to the optimum. Industry must shift to focus on building competitiveness through workforce skilling, innovation, quality, and sustainability. India also has one of the finest technologically skilled manpower reservoirs in the world, and we've also achieved the milestone of 100 unicorns just a short while ago. It's absolutely essential for industry to ramp up R&D expenditures for being future ready. Indian industry's share in total R&D spend in India is 37%, as against 80% in South Korea and 77% in China. Further industry collaboration with academia and research institutions on R&D is also very, very critical. Another area to focus on is working with the community. However large or small an enterprises, achieving best practices of community engagement will only make it grow faster and in a more sustainable manner, and also give it a social license to operate. We must capitalize on this moment to work towards making India a developed country by the time we reach 100 years of nationhood. It is our responsibility as industry as well as an obligation to future generations. CII's role as a partner in nation building is well recognized, and I believe that it acts as a bridge between different stakeholders to strengthen collaborations and build capacity for growth. I look forward to your proactive participation over the next 2 days in building Indian industry's leadership and sharing ideas on being future ready. I will now invite Sanjeev to share his thoughts. Sanjeev, as you all know, is the president designate of CII and has had a very long association with CII, as he was active in Pune Zonal Council and then later headed the CII Western region as well. He has also led CII's engagement in the financial sector and chaired several committees on insurance, financial inclusion, etc. Over to you, Sanjeev.
Thank you, Naren. Pawan, CB, distinguished guests, let me first start with my own welcome to everyone at this inaugural session. And as Naren said, this is the first edition of CII's Being Future Ready Business Summit. Keeping in mind the recent challenges over the last 2 years, so many of us have worked in so many ways, and CII is no different. Collectively, this has brought out the best in us. And once again, together, it will help us create a better future, even through the adversities of the last couple of years. I would like to use this opportunity to talk a little bit in this year of India at 75 about India at 100. CII's India at 75 work commenced way back in 2008. At that time, we consulted stakeholders across various sections of society, of course, government, our members, and put together a shared vision for India at 75. Since then, CII, through its India at 75 Foundation, which was created separately to focus on this, led by some very senior industry icons, and the India at 75 Council, as part of the NC, has actioned numerous agenda points of this vision. And these are in areas as diverse as sustainable development, community efforts, healthcare, education, and others. I'm happy that many parts of this vision that we drafted 15 years ago were also incorporated in the policies of our governments over this period of time. The target of 500 new cities, 400 million skilled workers, renewable energy and digital are all in line with the original vision that CII had developed in consultation with all of you all. This year, the CII at 75 Foundation, the India at 75 Foundation and CII are now organizing various activities for celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav through our 64 offices, including our 10 centers of excellence. In addition, we are also now working to transform the India at 75 Foundation into India at 100. We've already started a visioning exercise for the new India at 100. In the context of this India at 100, an important area that will define the future of Indian industry is how we engage with society and with the wider community. We know how industry came forward generously and across so many areas during the pandemic to support not only the society that we live in, but also the wider community. We believe that working not only for our businesses, but with society and the wider community creates a win-win situation. It ensures that our businesses, in their larger objectives, align themselves with that of the society. And that's what makes them more sustainable. Very important part about this and in our businesses is our workers. And it is our responsibility to ensure their welfare. And I don't just mean our regular full-time employees. That's anyway taken care of. But the larger worker cohort, which includes the informal sector, includes our contract workers, providing facilities, whether it's social security, healthcare, housing, and other benefits, not only will lead to a better quality of jobs, not only will lead to lower attrition, but it is also the right thing to do. We also believe that businesses can positively impact gender equality by promoting safer and inclusive workplaces. They can also create and must create opportunities for the disadvantaged. And as we have seen the last 2 years, we have learned hybrid work models, including working from home. I'm sure some of this can work for some of our less fortunate brethren. In addition to allocating financial resources to community causes, employee volunteering, and this was one of the fundamental vertical focuses of India at 75 and will continue to be, can be a very powerful tool. And giving back doesn't mean that you have to be a large company or give back in a big way. Smaller businesses, individuals, it could be a few scholarships, it could be some meals, it could be giving a few hours every weekend for teaching. We know that the digital revolution in India has created significant new opportunities and has helped Indian industry to extend its social reach. Fintech is enabling lending to micro enterprises with little or no credit history, which traditional lenders have avoided. E-commerce is connecting small enterprises in far-flung towns and villages to global markets. And we can see how easy it is to buy all kinds of things digitally these days. We believe that these innovations are not only good for business, but they also help the larger community, as is quite obvious. All of these, and the reason I'm talking about it is all of these will form a part of the India at 100 agenda. CII itself has been strongly engaged in community development in areas including public health, education, and affirmative action. Our actions in disaster management are aimed at rehabilitation and going beyond just the relief efforts which we put in initially. CII also reaches out to over 1 million youth through our skill development initiatives. We believe there is great potential for industry to work through the CII Foundation and other CII platforms to join our effort for impactful initiatives for our communities. I'm sure that this CII Business Summit will throw up many ideas on how businesses can not only help themselves, but also drive the agenda of inclusion, greater equality, and also drive towards creating global future-ready partnerships as we create together a template for being a developed nation by the time we get to India at 100. Thank you. Back to you, Naren.
Thanks, Sanjeev. Thank you very much for your thoughts. I'm now going to invite Pawan. Pawan is the Vice President. Pawan Munjal is the Vice President of CII. Again, has many years of connect with CII. He's guided its activities in the northern region previously. And he brings his ideas and deep insights on sustainable mobility to the conversation. Over to you, Pawan.
Thank you, Naren, Sanjeev, CB, all the past presidents of CII attending this morning, and all the distinguished participants. My namaskar and a warm welcome to this business summit. I'd like to start by complimenting Naren and CB for this very important innovation in the CII annual meeting. It is truly in line with the importance of being innovative in whatever we do. We meet at a time when the world is experiencing a never-before disruption and new economic paradigms. One of the key imperatives that has emerged is the target of achieving net zero and meeting the other commitments for climate change mitigation. The multiple shifts are leading to immense opportunities in new industries such as green and clean mobility, renewable energy, circular economy, and green hydrogen, among others. The unequivocal report by Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change stresses that climate change is affecting our land, air, and sea quality, and it reiterates the target of 1.5 degrees for the world to achieve. We should see this as an opportunity for reworking our business operations, realigning our business strategies, and recalibrating our use of resources and energy. India is a key player and has already made major commitments at COP26. To transform the entire economy towards a low carbon trajectory requires multiple actions at the level of industry. Industry's role has been notable in the areas of renewable energy and energy efficiency. In renewable energy, India has already crossed the milestone of 150 gigawatts of capacity, including wind, solar, hydro, and biomass sources, a commendable achievement. It is well on track to meet its commitment of renewable energy share of total energy capacity. Clean tech solutions, zero fossil fuel policy, and electric vehicles are being driven by new policies to promote battery and energy as a service to improve efficiency in the EV ecosystem. In cities, a cleaner environment necessitates redesigning of public mobility, traffic management, and redefinition of two-wheeler vehicles. Alternative mobility models are being implemented across major global cities to reduce emissions, and countries are setting targets of 50% share of EVs by 2030. The industry comprises of several sub-segments such as manufacturers, dealers, battery producers, charging stations, and financial organizations. With electric mobility becoming an integral part of the battle against climate change, Indian companies must take a strong position in accessing global markets. This will mean a robust engagement in meeting the stringent standards and norms that many countries are setting. Indian industry has shown that it is capable of meeting high standards, and in fact, it should become a leader in the industry. Another dimension for sustainability is plastic waste management in the natural urban environment. It is estimated that by 2050, greenhouse gas emissions from plastic waste could take up more than 10% of the carbon budget. The India Plastics Pact brings together companies to work on plastic use, disposal, and management and design and R&D to reduce plastic waste. Industry now must take the lead to join the Race for Zero campaign. It is important for businesses to commit to carbon emission mitigation through defined targets over a period of time and evolve strategies to achieve them. These targets must be based on science and data, so R&D will be very important in driving the sustainability agenda. Businesses must also work across the supply chain for green and sustainable practices for all intermediaries and related services. In this, the large companies play a vital role in ensuring that vendors and suppliers are all facilitated to meet green targets. With consumers now urging for sustainable products and looking for responsible corporate behavior, businesses need to align accordingly for their own sustainability, which will drive their future growth in the global marketplace. Naren also referred to some of the work that CII is doing to drive the sustainable agenda. CII is working across areas of energy efficiency and conservation, nature-based solutions, water management, waste management, and social value creation. CII is also working on sustainable agriculture practices for crop residue management and has succeeded in saving about 348,000 tons of paddy straw from burning. For this initiative, CII was awarded the UN SDG Award in 2020. The India Business and Biodiversity Initiative, the MSME Toolkit, the work on awareness and capacity building by CII Centers of Excellence will go a long way to inculcating the necessary strategies in businesses. Friends, the industry truly has an important role to play in India's development journey. CII believes in the tenet of nation first, and it is in the spirit that the first CII being Future Ready Business Summit 2022 aims to leverage the innovation and energy of businesses for national development. I am sure all the participants will have 2 very engaging and fruitful days at the summit as industry stalwarts and thought leaders share their insights and perspectives. Wishing everyone the very best. Thank you.
Thanks, Pawan, for your thoughts. I'll now invite CB for his comments and concluding remarks. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Naren, President Naren, President-designate Sanjeev, Vice President Pawan, many CII past presidents who have joined, members from across the country who are watching this. We can see the numbers live there. Very distinguished participants across. I'll just talk about the structure of, really to talk about the program structure. As Naren mentioned, this is, and others also, that this is the first time that this type of Future Ready Summit is being organized by CII. And we have, as you see, as you can see, the way it has been structured is to really talk about some futuristic ideas about the emerging business trends, about future industry dynamics, technology-led economic transformation. And all of this would be really put up into different sessions. If we can go to the next slide. What we have seen this, over the last many years, how the membership of CII industry in general has been really agile or resilient and spotlighted immense potential for global leadership. Naren also mentioned about this point. For this summit, over the 2 days, we will really deep dive into the discussions around unicorns. We have a next session actually coming up of Indian unicorns, sustainability, another big piece which Pawan talked about, healthcare, future mobility, deep tech, family businesses, global competitiveness, industry 4.0, future technologies, design innovation, and overall business resilience. One of the feedback that we have been getting from our members has been, if we can have this type of a summit, which we are doing for the first time this time, and it will be institutionalized, is to really give a lot of sharing of experiences by our members, by industry, globally, global industry, Indian industry, with our membership, so that there is a lot of learning and takeaways. So the summit really has been conceptualized, as you see on these 6 tracks, which we have identified as key enablers and imperatives for business in being future ready. These include competitiveness, technology, sustainability, healthcare, global leadership, and community. So next one, if we look at the next slide. So we have with us many successful leaders and growth drivers who will share their experiences with a huge number of delegates that will actually be watching this over the next two days. Can we go to the next slide? In the first day, what we will cover are a wide range of subjects, as you see, including how the startup revolution is sweeping across India, the sustainability imperative, focus on healthcare, given the disruptions that we have had because of the pandemic, the technology imperative, the future of manufacturing, and there are 2 sessions on leadership through family businesses. The next slide. Yeah, so continuing on the first day, we also will talk about the future of MSMEs, which is a huge component of CII membership, through greater competitiveness, as well as also, of course, scale. B20, again, which is an important area. CII is the secretariat for B20. The future of marketing is another area that we thought that we will build into the summit, and building resilient business models, corporate citizenship, and definitely much more on healthcare as well as family business part. If you move to the next slide, please. The day 2, actually, this is, yes, the day 2. Yes, we will start with future mobility. Pawan talked about that in detail, and then we will delve into some very important areas of design, technology, besides, of course, quality, and very importantly, corporate governance. So if we really go to the next slide, this just gives you a glimpse of some of the speakers, and these are all in alphabetical order. And I'll quickly show you the slides, which has the names of the speakers. So this is the set 1. Can we show the set 2? Next slide. Yeah, that's more. These are the type of different from, as you see, some of the speakers are also joining us from overseas, and we converted this into a virtual summit primarily because of the first summit we wanted people to be available from different parts of the world. The next one, please. There's just a few more names. And the next. That's the last slide on speakers. So we have been working on on this particular summit for the last 1 month, and we have in this 2-day summit will be addressed over 70 leaders, some of the names that you saw, including international experts, 24 sessions, and that would help in our preparedness for the future for our members and for our industry. Thank you very much for joining us, and we request you to stay logged in for the next 2 days. We would have received the full details of the login through the CII Hive platform, which is called the Hive Pavilion. You will have the details of the timing, session-wide structures for the entire event. So thank you, and a happy conferencing. Back to you, Naren.
Thanks, CB. So I think you got a sense of, everyone's got a sense of what we're planning for the next 2 days. As much as we are proud of the past, CII is 126 years old. We are celebrating India at 75. But as Sanjeev said, there's a time to think about India at 100. As organizations, as nations, as industry associations, we need to keep thinking about the future as much as we celebrate the past. As Pawan said, the future has to be greener, the future has to be cleaner, the future has to evolve in very different ways. And as Sanjeev also mentioned, the future has to be more inclusive. So how can we have more inclusive growth, get the communities along, and as industry, how can we share that responsibility along with government and take the community along as well. So thank you very much. And we look forward to all of you having an engaging 2 days and gaining value from the summit. Thank you very much.